What hurts? What hurts? What hurt? I'll write down the pain points. Listening very carefully to where does it hurt. And from that, deciding how I will draw the audience in with examples and with things that they'll recognize immediately that put to them how they can make that pain go away, even though they can't control lots of things outside of them. So the second thing I'll prepare is what will resonate with them that I can do this. And the third thing that I prepare is over the long term, what would you have to keep in place so that this doesn't come back? So a doctor might say, well, where does it hurt? And they're thinking, okay, here's what I need to do for that. And this is what you need to do so you make sure that you take care of it. And you have to keep going with it. You can't just stop because you feel a little better. You have to keep doing it. So as I'm preparing my presentation, I think people appreciate that maybe for the minute they felt a little bit better, but no, I can do this and I can take it away, and it was relevant to what I do day to day. So in my preparation, it is very much about what are they looking at every day and what hurts. You're a motivational speaker. Yes, it is a motivating concept. It is a motivating time when you're sitting and you're reflecting and you want to be better than you are about what you're doing, but it has staying power because it's introspective, because it takes a lot of talent and connection and passion and purpose and focus to have people look inside without being confronted. It's an invitation. And it has to be an invitation that we laugh at ourselves because we are very funny. It has to be an invitation to look at some hard things because the idea of starting with oneself, to use a concept like accountability, is hard. And it has to be just the right amount of provocation so that something wasn't comfortable but moved. And if that can be accomplished, you probably only have to hear me once, but then you want to hear me lots and lots and lots of times because I am very funny. And it's a very relatable concept. And there's lots of other people that they want to hear it. So knowing that over these many years that I've been speaking, there's a flow that I can get into sooner rather than later because I've done it so long and it's never the same. So the only thing I will tell you I never bring to it is an exact repeat of something I've done before because the audiences are different, people are different, their level of pain is different, the level of humor and directness have to be appropriate. All those are the factors that are the challenge for me. So it's just like if you were a painter and you were to get up every day and you had a blank canvas and you say, okay, well, what am I going to use? Am I going to use watercolor or oil? Or do I feel like just drawing? But it depends on what that canvas is presenting, and then you get to create. And then you get to create. And then you get to. What I do is an assessment. I'm a partner with every group that I work with, and sometimes, and I never want this to be the answer, I'm not the best person for them to be talking to about a major presentation to their organization. Most of the time, absolutely. But it's a fascinating practice to really look at whether you're the right person to be connecting with that audience. Because if you force it, you know the answer before you're done with the work. And I have found that if I can really listen and then listen and then listen some more, I know if I can get exactly what I need, a beginning, a middle, and an end that will be powerful and impactful, and we will have laughed together, and they will never forget that time that they saw Linda Galindo speaking to their audience. I get asked all the time, you teach accountability? I would summarize accountability as ownership for your results in life, good or bad. People tell me all the time, you are very, very funny. And the reason is everything I talk about is true, and the truth is funny. So I don't have to remember the punchline to a joke because I can tell a story, real life, that everybody can relate to. And often when they come up to me and say, I heard you speak that story that you do about the lawn and the towels, I'll never forget that. That is just so true. And so I just take it all from life, and I don't have to remember, how does the story go? Oh, that's right, I lived it. And so have probably many of you in some form. So it does feel sometimes like a comedy set. And the audience is funny because when they answer questions, they start to play off of their own experience. And then they get a little bit tripped up, and then they start to see the humor in it. And it's very inviting when it gets funnier and funnier, even though it's getting more and more personal. So when you deal in beliefs and attitudes, something very personal to people, if they can see the humor in it, first of all, if they can let go of the judgment of making themselves good or bad, and if they can tell the truth about where they actually live this out in their own lives, it makes it's easier to look in the mirror and to accept what they're seeing. And then if there's something they want to change, they can decide if they want to or not. I think humor makes it inviting, and I come to it very naturally. I just do. I've always been able to just tell the truth about what happens to me and laugh at it. And sometimes it's been horrendously embarrassing at the time, but it's okay with me to let other people know it happens. And if you share it, people benefit from it.